Today we're going to talk about how to access the files you created at school using repl. I have taken the liberty of copying all of your files up to your Google Drive. In order to access them, you need to go to your Google Drive. So open the Google Classroom for this class, you should have a folder option. Click on that, and that will take you to the folder for this classroom. Once you get there, you should see a Web Design 101. Now, depending on if you're using your Chromebook or if you're using a computer. If you're using a computer, you're going to have to download the files to your hard drive. You should have an HTML5 directory. I have many other files, but yours should be have your HTML5 and your CSS practice and other files that we've created. If you're using your Chromebook, you can actually access them directly using the files. If you are using your computer, you need to download them and then copy them to repl. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So in this case, I'm on my Chromebook, so I don't really need to download them. So I'm going to go to my files. Click on Google Drive. Click on My Drive. Find the classroom directory. And then find the P2 S2 Web Design directory. Inside of that, I have my Web Design 101 folder. That is your copy of your things that you pushed up. Okay. I'm now going to go and open repl. You should have created an account or used your school account and created an HTML practice per the previous assignment. If you have not done that, please pause and go do that at this time. So I'm going to log in. Mine might come up different because I'm a teacher, but basically at that point I'm going to go to my repls. So this is the screen you should see. Click on my repls, and you should have created an HTML practice file. In working with repl in HTML, when you create an HTML in repl, it's going to create an index.html file. It's going to create a scripts.js file, and it's going to create a styles.css file. It also links to those CSS and JavaScript. We haven't learned JavaScript yet, but any code for CSS can go in those files, or you can bring them in using the style tag like we did in class. So first of all, we are going to bring in our HTML document. So I'm going to open my HTML, find my HTML5 and drag it and drop it into the file list. Okay. Now, HTML5, when I click on run, it's always going to run what's in the index. So in this case, to work with HTML5, even if I highlight it and hit run, it's only going to run the index. So to work with our files, we need to create a link to our HTML5, and that way we can work with it. So the first thing we're going to do is create an A tag, href equals open quote HTML5 dot HTML greater than HTML5 and then our closing A tag. So now we have a link to it. So when we run now, Again, it's always going to run this one. I have a link. I can click on it, and it says file not found. This may have worked when we were working offline or directly on our computers, but in repl, case does matter. So you notice that my file name is HTML5 uppercase, but my link is HTML5 lowercase. I need to correct that. So you can either correct the file name or the link. So I'm going to choose to change the link to capital HTML5. Run that. I now have a link. I click on it, and I get my HTML practice that we did in class. All right, so notice that none of the pictures came over. So now I need to get the pictures. One of the things, you cannot drag and drop an entire folder. You have to create a folder in your repository. So I'm going to call it images with a lowercase I. And then I'm going to come back to my files again and drag in or open up images, select them all, and drag and drop them in the images directory. And you can see they all come in now. So I'm going to run my file again. Again, it's going to run with the index.html. Here's my link. I'm going to click on that. All right, my HTML pictures came in. Oh, we got a problem here. So let's go take a look at our code and see what's going on. So this is going to link to Xbox. So the HTML5 logo. So I'm going to come over here and take a look, and my Xbox is an actual uppercase Xbox, but I linked to it in lowercase. I'm going to stick with everything being lowercase. So I'm going to click on that. Click on the hot dog next to it. Click on rename and make it a lowercase x. Rerun my program again. Click on the link, and now the Xbox is there. So I need to correct all of those. So make sure you go ahead and do that throughout your document.